Do you have lots of free t-shirts sitting in your closet that you got from sports games or marathons? You can turn those free t-shirts into a comfy shirt dress with a stylish diagonal ruching detail. All you'll need is McCall's 7688, 2.5 yards of twill tape or ribbon, and your sewing machine. Let's get started. Start by preparing the pattern. Take the pattern piece for the front of the dress and look for the line that is already marked on the pattern for the diagonal ruching detail. Now take that line and extend it upwards and to the right until you hit the side seam. Cut the pattern piece along that curved diagonal line. Next, take one of your t-shirts and cut it open so that it forms a flat piece of fabric. Cut the sleeves off your t-shirt and then cut along the side of the shirt and open the shirt out. Place one of your front pattern pieces on the shirt, pin, and cut out the piece, making sure to add a 5/8 inch seam allowance along the cut edge of the pattern. You can see here that I'm using my measuring tape as a cutting guide because my measuring tape measures 5/8 of an inch. Next, take your second t-shirt and cut it open in the same manner so it forms a flat piece of fabric. Cut the sleeves off the t-shirt and then cut along the side of the shirt and open it up. If your shirt has a logo that you don't want on the final dress, simply turn the shirt over and you'll have some plain fabric to work with. Fold the back of the shirt over, and then place the back pattern piece on the fold, pin, and cut it out. Next, place the other front pattern piece on the remaining shirt fabric. Try to place the pattern piece so that you use the existing neckline of your shirt. That'll save you the hassle of having to finish the neckline later. Once you've placed your pattern, cut out the piece, again making sure to add a 5/8 inch seam allowance along the cut edge of the pattern. Also note that this pattern is drafted with a drop shoulder and a sleeve, but I wanted to make a sleeveless shirt dress, so instead I cut the shoulder slightly in from where the pattern indicates. If your shirt is not long enough for the pattern piece, you might have to piece together the fabric so that you have enough fabric to run the full length of the pattern. You can see here, I used a little bit of remaining fabric that I had and sewed it to the bottom of my pattern piece so that it forms a single piece of fabric. Once all the pattern pieces are cut out, sew together the two parts of the front dress piece using a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Press the seam allowance open and then top stitch the seam allowance down 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the seam allowance. This will create two channels on either side of the seam. Once the two channels are created, insert the twill tape or ribbon into the channels. Stitch down one side of the twill tape or ribbon, and then gather the fabric up and tie a bow at the hem of the dress. Once the front of the dress is done, sew the front of the dress to the back along the side and shoulder seams. Give everything a nice press, and then finish the armholes using some clear elastic. If you want to see how to do this step by step, check out my tutorial, which I'll link to in the description to this video. And with that, we're done. Pair your comfy new shirt dress with your favorite pair of kicks.